Hi everyone, and welcome to another video on my channel, Stitch with Bree. My name is Umbriel. I do knitting podcasts mostly on this channel, but today it's getting cooler in the Netherlands and I thought this is a perfect time to get out some fall inspiration. So I was searching Ravelry for fall type of patterns like sweaters, cardigans, socks, and I thought this is fun. This is a fun thing to share. I really like watching the videos of like 20 free patterns, etc. So I'm gonna provide some of those for you today. I was going to start with some shirts, like some tees that you could transform into long sleeve as well. Then some cardigans, sweaters, also thought about the beginners, if there's beginners watching. And then got some accessories and socks at the end. So I hope you get inspired by all these patterns, just like I am. I kind of want to knit all of them. So hope you enjoy. So first up is this t-shirt that I found, like a knitted tee with some color work. It's called the Notting Hill not the Notting Hill tee. It's Notting Hill, and it is knit in DK on 5.5mm needles, and it uses only like 750 to 1500 yards or 680 to 1380 meters. The finished bust circumference goes from 34 inches until 70, and it looks like a super nice color work tee that you can definitely make the sleeves longer of, so you will have something warm for fall. But I thought it's also nice to include a little bit of late summer knits, so this would be a perfect tee for the transitional months that we're in right now. Also, if you are in the southern hemisphere, these transitional pieces will be nice for spring. So I really like a fall or spring tee. It is designed by the Noble Thread, and yeah, it looks just like a really nice tee. It is even a free Ravelry download, and I really like that. When it is a free Ravelry download, you get the PDF straight away from Ravelry, and you don't have to sign into anything on a website. The second tee that I found is actually from Drops Design. They have a lot of cool patterns on their website. It's the Swing by Spring top. Well, the name says it already. It's designed for spring, but I think it's beautiful for fall as well and for late summer. And also this tee, you can knit the sleeves longer to have a pullover. It is knitted in Drops Bell. I have some Drops Bell myself in my stash to do something with, so maybe I'll use it for this one. Drops Bell is like a linen viscose cotton blend, so it's designed for that, but I'm pretty sure you can use a nice DK wool for it as well. It goes up to a size 3XL, which isn't super size inclusive, so that's a little bit of a shame. It does only use like 600 to 950 meters of yarn, or a little bit more yards. It's always kind of around the same. The third pattern I have for you is the Ballerina Wrap top, which is this beautiful wrap cardigan, and I think this is a perfect example of a knit that you can wear for summer and for spring and fall, and maybe even for winter if you make it long sleeved. I think it's the perfect transitional piece. I actually bought Drops Bell, like I mentioned before, for this pattern, but I haven't casted it on yet because it is a cardigan in stockinette, so you have to do a lot of purling. So be ready for that when you make it. It is knitted in DK weight, which for example is Drops Bell, and it is knitted on a 4mm needle. Millimeter needle. Yeah. It has a nice size range. It goes up to a 4XL, and it can be found on the blog of Two of Wands, which is it's knitted. It's designed by Alexandra Tavel, and I think it's just a really nice top / cardigan, like somewhere in the middle. So it is my transitional pattern from tops to cardigans. So let's get into the other cardigans now. All right, next up is this is a fall knit right here. It is the Maya cardigan by Hélène Magnússon, and it's this beautiful, beautiful color work cardigan. It is knitted bottom up. So it has a circular yoke, but you make the bottom first, and I believe it's steeked, which is when you knit the front too, but you cut it. And the sleeves are also worked from like cuff up to shoulder. It is knitted in Aran, and it's actually knitted in Letlopi, which is from Espace, which is a yarn brand from Iceland. And it's knitted on a 4.5mm needle. And this is a really rustic yarn. I wanted to cast this on last fall, but I didn't understand yarn that well yet, like materials. And I bought this cotton merino, and this wasn't made for this, but Espace Letlopi really is really good yarn for color work, but it might be really warm and maybe scratchy. I don't know, I've never used it before. It goes up to a size 4XL, so it goes from an extra small to a 4XL. And I can see so many beautiful color combinations for this cardigan. So it's so pretty. I really like it. And it is a free Ravelry download, so that's a plus too. Next up is another colorwork cardigan, which is the Bloomster Yucca by Sandnes Garn. It is also a colorwork cardigan, just like the one that I just talked about, but this one might be next level. It is knitted with fingering weight, and they use Sandnes Garn Sisu, which is their sock yarn, and they knit it on a 3mm needle, which is insane to do a colorwork cardigan, I think, in such a small needle. So you gotta have a lot of perseverance to do that. It only goes up to a size XXL, which is not that big of a size range, but since it's a free pattern, I think you can try to adjust it. It's already nice that it's free, so I mean it should, it would be nice if it's size inclusive. It's not, but maybe you can alter the pattern to fit you better. Also, on the Ravelry page, it says that it was only a free download for February 2021, but I just tried and it still works. So you can still download it, but better be quick, because maybe they'll stop having it for free. Next up is another cardigan, and this one isn't with color work, but it is with this beautiful cable-y details structure on it. It is the Dover cardigan, bloop, by MJ Wilms. It was only released in June 2022 of this year, which makes it a really new pattern, and it is for free. There's a lot of different yarns recommended. It's knitted in a DK, They recommend a lot of drops yarn like Charisma, Merino, Lima and soft tweed. And it's knitted on a 4mm needle. It only uses 1600 to 1900 meter, which is also due to the fact that there's only 3 sizes. It is either 105, 120 or 140 centimeters bust circumference, or 41, 47 or 55 inches. But I would think that's because of the repeat in the pattern of the like cables and stuff. So I think you could adjust that to fit you better. To maybe add a little bit here. Yeah, or what do you want? Whatever you want, I mean. Then, next up, I want to warn you before I start talking about this one, because I couldn't really download this pattern online. It was all in German, so I couldn't really figure out where to click and what to fill out and etc. But I did want to share it with you because maybe someone else can figure it out and let me know, because I found this awesome jacket, which is really a big jacket, like a huge cardigan that you go frolicking in the hills, in the fall leaves, in the or in the meadow when it's still chilly outside in springtime. I don't know. It is this beautiful, ta-da! This beautiful jacket slash cardigan. It is called Mantel, kraus, rechts, meet Schlingenfransen. Very long name. It's from Lana grossa and it's knitted on 10mm needles. It has all these like loopy texture and also garter stitch, so it's a lot of just knit stitch and no purling, I think. I don't know. And I think it's just awesome. It's so cool. Yeah, it's only available in sizes 34 to 42, which is European sizes. Yeah, let me know if you can find it online. I mean, I couldn't figure it out, but maybe someone else can, and then I can share it with everybody. I just thought this one was so cool. I had to share it even though I couldn't really, yeah. I kind of want to make sure with every pattern that I show you that it is for sure like downloadable. With this one I couldn't find it, but I did just really wanted to share it with you because I thought it was so cool. So, and then for the beginners, because I didn't forget about you beginner knitters, I have found a really cool sweater from Wool and the Gang. Wool and the Gang has a lot of patterns and kits for beginner knitters. This one included. It is the Let's Do This sweater, which is a perfect sweater for your first ever sweater. And also for experienced knitters, it's a really nice chunky knit because it is knitted in 15mm needles. That is 1.5 centimeters. That's this big or something. So it knits up really quickly, and if you like chunky knits, then this is the perfect knit for you. It doesn't use that much yarn. It says only 480 meters until up to 720 meters. And it is available in the sizes 6 to 28, and that's UK close sizing. It made me wonder if Wool and the Gang is a UK company, because I thought they were American. But do you know? Let me know. Then for another sweater, which is my second sweater in this series, a lot of cardigans, not that many sweaters, is this classic raglan, which is called The Classic by Espace Tricot. And it is knitted on 4.5mm needles. It's in a DK weight yarn, and they use a light fingering and a lace together. I think they use mohair and like a merino or something. Oh, an alpaca. They use a mohair and an alpaca in the sample knit. And I think it's just the classic raglan. So if you want to knit a raglan sweater, you can definitely use this pattern because it's free, which is awesome. It has a turtleneck, which you can of course adjust, and it has a split hem for at the hips. The sizes for the classic are 43 till 64 inches bust circumference, or 110 until 164 centimeters, and it is available as a free Ravelry download. Next up is this really awesome dress that I found. I've seen a lot of people knitting dresses and making camisoles and sweaters into a dress length, and here I found a pattern that is actually designed to be a dress. It's this V-neck A-line dress by Bergère de France. It is knitted in a 4.5 millimeter needle, and it is knitted with an Aran weight yarn. It has these really nice cable details, but not too many, so it's not too difficult to make. And I believe it even has pockets, but I'm not sure about that. And it might be just a picture. It looks like she has pockets, but she doesn't. I'll show you the picture that I'm looking at. It only comes in 2 sizes, but again, it is a free pattern, so you can just use the information that is on this pattern to adjust it for yourself. At least that is what I like to do. I like to adjust my patterns too. Sometimes, not always. And it is free, available for free. You just have to fill in your email address, but that's basically for free because you can just unsubscribe again if they send you stuff. Then I wanted to tap into this trend that I've been seeing. I've been seeing a lot of knitters make kerchiefs, or these flaps for on your head, like a little headband, and I think it's called a kerchief. So the first kerchief that I found for you is the Penelope kerchief. I believe that Emily from High Fiber Knits, who also has a knitting podcast, she made this one, and another podcaster too, Carsley Handmade. I've seen them making it, and I found it per accident, and then I put 2 and 2 together. It is available as a free Ravelry download, and the nice thing about it is that it has one cable motif in the middle, and then it has stockinettes on the side, so that's really nice. It's a super quick knit. It only uses 80 to 115 meters in a DK weight yarn on 4.5 millimeter needles. And they go from kid sizes, so 6 to 12 months, until adult size. So I think that's super nice also to make for a little kid. I think it's really nice. Then the other kerchief that I found is an all over patterned, structure patterned kind of lacy kerchief, which is called Lychen by Mary Keenan. It is knitted also on 4.5 millimeter needles, which is a DK weight, and it also uses around 100 yards or 100 meters. But there's only one size, so it's only an adult size. And they also show you how you can use it as a neckerchief? Yeah, or for in your hair. So both options, of course. Then, lastly, I have some socks for you. I got some sock patterns that I found that are for free. I've really been into sock knitting lately. I'm actually filming a video about socks right now. So that's really fun. And I've been looking for a little bit of patterned socks because I thought that was really cool. And I found a lot of free patterns, 4 of which I thought were really pretty. So the first one are these monkey socks, is what they're called, by Cookie A. And they're a top-down patterned sock. I thought they were really pretty. They are in different sizes, but the sizes are based on the circumference of your foot. So you can adjust the length like you usually can with socks. It is knitted in a light fingering weight yarn. on 2.5mm needles, and I just think they're really cool. Then the next sock is also this patterned sock, but it has one really cool like waterfally pattern on it, which I think is awesome. It's like this big wave. It's called the Kalajoki by Tiina Partanen, and it is knit on, in DK weight yarn, which is a little thicker than what I'm used to. I usually knit my socks on 2mm needles or 2.5, and these are knit on 3mm needles. And the sizes go from a size 35 to 41. That's EU food sizes for women. Yeah, I think they're really cool. They also are knitted cuff down, so top down. And at the foot, I think it's really cool how it like the wave just ends like in the foot, like in the toe section. I'll show you here what that looks like, what I mean. I think they're super cool. Then a third patterned sock are these super sweet dainty lace weight socks. They're knitted in white in the example, and I think they're just so yeah, pretty and like cute, and yeah, I think they're really nice. They're knit in fingering weight like I'm used to, on a 2.75mm needle, and they go from a women's shoe size, which I think is US size, I don't know, 5 up to a 10. Then my last sock pattern isn't really a sock, it's actually a slipper, which are these really cool slippers with this garter heel part and then like a stockinette other part, and I think that means that you don't have to purl anything. I think it's all knitted, so it's kind of a lacy yeah, lacy with a Z, with a Z pattern to knit, so that's nice. I mean, everybody appreciates just knitting, right? Or are there any people who prefer purling? Because let me know, I think that's really interesting. They're available in 3 sizes, and those sizes are for the circumference. So just like the first pattern that I showed you, the first sock pattern that I showed you, this one is from 8 to 9¾ inches or 21 to 25 centimeters circumference. And it uses a DK weight on 4mm needles. So I think these are the perfect slippers to snuggle up in the fall with a cup of tea or hot chocolate on the couch. Oh, will be super nice. So those were the 3 patterns for fall that I wanted to share with you today. I hope you got some inspiration out of it. I hope you added some of them to your Ravelry queue, because they're all in my favorites for sure. I have all the links down below in the description box, so you can find everything back there, including the designers and yeah, the links to the Ravelry pages where I found them. Please let me know if you can figure out that Lana grossa jacket that I found, if you can find it for free, which would be awesome. And let me know which one you're gonna knit, if you've knitted any of them, and if you really like knitting videos, then you can subscribe to my channel. That's of course not mandatory at all, but if you wanna like know it's when I get put a new video out there, then subscribing is the easiest way to do that. Yeah, so thank you for watching, and have fun with all the fall knitting and the spring knitting in the Southern Hemisphere. So see you in my next video. All right, bye.